Could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
Hello and welcome back to week 6 of the Smite Draft League. This is our last week before playoff start. We have two lovely teams for you here, but first of all, I'm Jeffrey and I'm here with not the one and only Cosmic Warrior. So bring us to the game, Cosmic.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey. You know, we're getting closer, man. We're getting really, really close to these playoffs. I'm getting really, really excited. The prize pool is getting really, really big. If you're following us on Twitch, make sure to tune into those streams. We're doing fundraiser streams where all the proceeds go to the prize pool. But yeah, I mean, we're getting closer to it. And, you know, I've been saying this over and over again, but teams really just, they need to be honing in, trying their absolute hardest. And generally, they have been. And so I think we're going to be in for some really good smites. Judging by the bans, it's pretty typical bans that we've seen so far here in Season of Hope. Hell, Afro, Terra, all healers that were changed pretty drastically and all in very, very good ways, making them very strong. So I'm not surprised to see them on the ban list.
As we see a Hades first pick, that's something we have seen a bit less lately, haven't we? It has become a bit better with all the healers being better, but then again, healing itself has been nerfed quite a bit. You would think so, but like you were saying, the healers are pretty good right now. But Hades first pick, what do you think about it?
I don't know if I'm really first picking Hades. It's not a bad pick by any means. Just free solo pressure. Late game potential is very good as well, but I think there can be some counters into it. You know, if you just get completely bursted down in the late game, you're not really able to do much. It can be rough for you, and you know if they draft in that sort of way against it, it can make Hades a hard time. But yeah, I mean he's just very free when it comes to lane pressure, being able to just get up in there, completely clear the wave, full heal. It's just hard to go wrong in that regard.
Yeah, as we see Charybdis being hovered and now locked in
Ooh.
as well. Uh, and well, except for the Merlin, both Charybdis and Hades aren't the really meta picks I would be thinking of right now. Where Maui and Mercury, of course, and Rama as well for what I do believe is Dark Omen, is very, very meta. So we see two very different kind of playstyles. Maybe Sanctified on the left here might just be looking for some experiments right before playoffs. What do you think?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think Hades is really that far out of the meta. I think he sits very comfortably within the meta. Kribis is definitely a little bit different. I know that they were hovering the Jingwei, which I think I would have preferred to see personally because those two gods, the similarity that they have is that they don't really do much early game. Obviously, the late game, they're hunters, they're crit hunters, but they're just very, very safe. Obviously, Charybdis with their 3, just getting like practically free beads and Aegis. And of course, Jingwei's ultimate and just her very long dash. Very, very safe. So I think I would have preferred to see the Jingwei just a little bit. But Charybdis does offer a little bit more when it comes to lane pressure. Her spike shot can really, really clear the wave considerably better than Jingwei. So it's interesting pickup, especially going up against Rama here. It's going to be an interesting lane. I mean, obviously Rama just a little bit stronger in the meta right now, a little bit preferable, but I think you can maybe avoid a large portion of the ult, at least when it comes to the 1v1 in the lane, if that's how they decide to fight. But I think we're gonna need to just look in a little bit deeper once the game really starts to see the reason why they picked the Charybdis and how they're going to pilot it.
Yeah, for sure. As the bans here are flying out very quickly, they're already over. Well, I mean, we got 3 pretty standard bans with Morgan Le Fay, Agni, Thor, but also a Fina ban, which is probably the most interesting one to talk about. What do you think?
Athena, yeah, definitely not a high ban priority from what I've been seeing. Athena, hard to go wrong with an Athena pick, I think. Maybe Voulg is just a demon Athena that we don't really know about, and they don't
Fun
really
one.
want to play
Oh,
into it.
oh, Okay, as the little baby gets locked in with a mana here, that's very much surprising to me. I think Famana is quite bad right now. What do you think, Cosmic?
Vamana's okay, honestly. Somehow he's very, very solid with the ult. Obviously, some new anti-shield items like erosion, even Deathbringer, the Venom Deathbringer, just getting rid of some of those shields makes it a little rougher for Vamana. But I think he's fine right now. He has decent wave or decent lane pressure. And the ultimate just so much CC immunity. He's not really ever worried about a Hades ult, for example, and he can just be a very run you down playstyle, which is exactly what you want out of your solo laner. So I think he's in a decent state right now. He gets played in the SPL, and that's good enough for me.
Well, I would love to be proven wrong, of course. So I'm excitingly looking towards the Netflix lane with Famana versus Hades here. As we see both Xing Shen and Thanatos being hovered. Thanatos being locked in now. Ah, there we go. The washing machine himself has been locked in as well. Can't wait for people to just be thrown around. As the last pick will be D Morgan, which I am a big fan of. I don't know if her bug is quite fixed yet with one of the newer items from the season. Yes, the tablet. But then again, tablet has been kind of falling out of favor right now. I do believe I played ranked with someone today called Cosmic Warrior, who even bought tier 2 of it and they just sold it because he bought the wrong item. So maybe it doesn't even matter if the bug is fixed, as Morgan might be slowly coming back towards the meta. We just are sleeping on it. Anyways, these are your picks for game 1. I'm excited to see this game, and I don't know. Do you have a favorite?
I think I generally prefer. I think I prefer Sanctified just a little bit more. Rama, I think is just a bit better than Charybdis, Mercury, a little bit better than Thanatos, Maui, a little bit better than Xingqian. But I mean, we can talk about picks and drafts and bans and all that, but it really just comes down who plays better Smite.
Well, and we will see who plays better Smite in game 1, and we'll be right back with you when the game actually starts.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city, late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, mental on the low end. When I used to feel alive, now there's a hole in the city, can't feel shit. Where do I go? Cause I know you don't feel this. Can't catch a break for God's sakes. Feel like I'm waking up and I'm caught in a wake. Yeah, I know this is my funeral on parade. I did it to myself cause I always thought you would feel the same, and I know you don't. Drunk off the lights of a city, late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. Let's hit the brakes. I'm pulling out the parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place. Used to think we're getting close and now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city, late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
And there we go, as the buffs are spawning, and we see two different starts from both teams actually, as we see Thanatos here starting over in the dual lane side with the speed buff, where Mercury just started on the solo lane side with the speed buff. Well, both starts are viable right now, but which one do you personally think is better, Cosmic?
I think you know the answer to that question, considering we do the Dark Omen start all the time in ranked. I think there's arguments for both. Of course, the start the Dark Omen chose leaves the solo lane hitting tier 2 as well. But sometimes Sanctified start can get you to wave a little bit faster, let you clear a little bit easier. Not that a Merlin's ever really too worried about clear, just being able to stand swap and again, just not really worried about it. So there's arguments for both, but I think generally I prefer the one that lets my solo laner hit 2 a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and just to confirm, you are talking about levels, of course, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because you said tier earlier, but
I don't think I did.
Yes, she did, but doesn't matter. In the dual lane over here, it's actually Sanctified being pressured out a lot. That's not what I was expecting, and now Voulg's already tower diving. Scythe just off the mark. A lot of early action here in this Defiant set. We can't even flame each other right now. Lots of stuff going on. Bark actually looking over here as well, but I'm pretty confident Dark Omen will just get this buff, well, fairly free.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really be sleeping on Charybdis Spike Shot. It's actually decent wave clear. Like, it's actually really, really good wave clear if you're allowed to just walk up to it and use it on the wave. Like, look at that. Look at that. Those archers are dead. Okay, they didn't die, but the front minions died. Anyway, it was pretty decent. Obviously, you have your support there as well, using their wave clear on it. It's really solid. Can definitely match that of a Rama. So, yeah, I mean, it could go either way, I think, early wave pressure.
Yeah, I think the only way to stop it is if King of Darkness fully commits to stopping the Charybdis from attacking at all with both the stun and the pool during the one. That way you outclear. However, that leaves you in a pretty vulnerable state, so I'm guessing they just choose to get outcleared right now. But, well, behold, King of Darkness was still in a very vulnerable state, getting tower dove a minute and a half in. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's why he couldn't really commit to that and really just like stop that wave clear. Obviously, it's a little bit on a timer. If you're not able to perfectly line it up, it's going to be a little bit rough. I think that isn't rough as Hades clear. I mean, man, that is really something. But obviously, I mean, Nico drains clear isn't like that much worse, surprisingly. I think just a few more levels and it's going to be really, really hard to deal with Hades. But right now, I mean, throwing that Umbrella having to come back, it does decent damage to the wave. Umbrella Ring, I believe, is the name of it.
Yeah, I mean, let Hades just get at least a tier 2 item and let him hit level 6 and he will insta-hit that wave completely if he does use dash and his free. Both at the same, well, not the same time, but both right behind each other to actually clear the wave. Which does mean he's very gankable whenever he does, but yeah, instant wave clear for Hades is something that's always been there and always will be there.
Yeah, that's one of the main, not maybe main things, one of the bigger reasons why Hades solo was so viable is you're never really having to box out in wave if you don't really have to. You just walk up, clear the wave, walk away, and generally you're safe if you have wards and you're not just dashing into a jungler.
Hold that
Fence
thought, though.
might not be safe.
Seems like he will. Morgan ult did fall down there, turning into the opposing mid laner as Merlin. Did not find the kill onto Spence though. Probably just a little bit too much healing on the side with Hades right now. Probably had 2 potions sticking as well. But sorry, Thanatos. My apologies. But yeah, we were talking so much about Hades. I just completely missed that.
And healing and whatnot. It's definitely understandable mix-up.
Back into this solo lane here, we are actually talking about Hades now. Nothing more annoying than trying to clear the wave or trying to poke, and he just instantly goes back to full HP, and his minions go right with him.
Yeah, that's they do. Yeah, that's another thing. He also like heals allies and the minions included all around him, making it just really hard to deal with. I think Nico's gonna have a lot easier time once he finally gets that Golden Blade online. Don't think he's that far away from it. JDM trying to steal away some of those mid camps. Not sure if he was successful. Doesn't get much
I'm
poke
not
off either.
quite sure, indeed.
And with Spence getting that Jotuns online and barkyj getting that Golden Blade online, I'm looking to see these junglers get a little more active. It's been a little bit tame so far, but now with their main items online, I mean, 20% CDR from the Jotuns is really, really valuable. You're going to be able to cast Thanatos so a lot more often. And of course, Golden Blade, the jungle clear is accelerated. Your movement speed, of course, is increased. So I'm looking to see a little bit more action. Let's see, Spark does let off a little bit of poke onto Reyhum.
Well, I will just stop talking. To go on about that, I think Voulg, of course, does need to respond whenever Spence does decide to gank somewhere. But I also think Thanatos has a lot easier time in this early game to get those ganks off. Where I really like if a Mercury just levels, because Mercury level 20 with crit online ain't much stopping that.
For sure, but I mean, of course, if you're able to farm efficiently and get the gank sets, obviously, best of both worlds. Just not a ton of farm over the map. Obviously, it's been increased a little bit. You got these mid camps to worry about. You got the roaming harpies, but I think there's plenty of time to try to go for ganks. He's got decent lockdown, and he's maybe not able to solo people outright. If you're landing an ult, landing a 3, and your laner's going to do some damage, chances are you're just getting that kill. So I'd really like to see something.
This is Gear Chief. First blood. First blood will be here. First blood will go towards Nico. Absolutely murdering Gear Chief in a 1v1. And I guess you're right, the Vamana did work out. And we actually see a big fight over here during mid-camps. Transform going off from Morgan into the Thanatos, going right after the other Thanatos, but deciding not to go for it. Just playing it safe, ulting the wave. Fair enough. I think if they transformed just a bit earlier and maybe didn't get caught out by the washing machine from Voulg there, that could have been a kill. Yeah,
it could have been pretty rough for Spence. Maybe he's able to dodge with a blink or something and go into it. But if he's able to get, or if Reyhum's able to get a little bit of damage off is Thanatos and then untransform, get your stun off and your damage as the Morgan, then it's definitely hard for Spence, but I think not committing there after that point was definitely the right call. I mean, I think it was deep under the tier 1. DrJDM was not too far away. But yeah, just not a ton of action, but as I had mentioned, as soon as Vamana gets that Golden Blade online, has a much better chance of matching that clear, matching that wave pressure that Hades affords himself. And obviously that was enough to able to give him a kill. Gear Chief ended up dying with his ultimate up, which is interesting. That protection that he can give you is nothing to scoff at. Maybe he's able to live just a little bit longer, but he made the choice not to.
I don't see a way Gear Chief would have lived there. I mean, while the Vamana was ulting, he was not quite on the tower yet, and of course, if he does decide to ult, that means the Vamana ult also lasts longer while it takes damage.
That's true.
And then after that, he just got one hit by the 2. So yeah. I get why he just decided to hold ult, but you are right, it does give quite a bit of protections. I believe it's 160 total at level 20. Almost feeling like he's back to a Guardian, like he once used to be, but not quite there. One thing I also really want to talk to you about, Cosmic, is if you are Bark here, what lane do you prioritize ganking? Because I think you're going to have a hard time in a lot of these. I mean, Charybdis, like you mentioned before, can go into the waves if for free, be safe for like a very long time, and also have CC immunity in the ult. Merlin literally just has a combat blink. So I guess Gear Chief might be the easiest lane to gank for Mercury here. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I think the main thing is, these players are communicating. They're able to just afford themselves a little bit of pressure on their own, able to force out these abilities, and Mercury just having ultimate charged up might be good. Nico does get his ult forced, but not much coming from it. It does look like Reyhum transforms into Hades and takes down DrJDM.
A solo kill indeed. It seems like it no junglers inside or supports both in the solo lane, so well played by them. Like I said, we might have been sleeping on Morgan. Morgan seems very good. Of course, we do know Doomor being a very good item on her, being buffed quite a bit. as we see who gets totem.
Definitely Hades.
It seems like that,
Oh,
doesn't it?
oh,
Uh-oh.
he doesn't have ult.
Nico no ult.
Oh,
Absolutely deleted. Ooh, but hold that thought. Spence might be looking at FullOfShrimps here.
oh no.
Scythe missing just off the mark means that kill will not fall down towards the jungler here for Dark Omen. Almost a 2-for-0, but I mean, Gearchief getting a solo kill over there in the solo lane on the Famana, knowing the ultimate is still down, pretty big place.
Yeah, you know, he had a little bit of grudge. It's like, man, you soloed me. That doesn't feel good, especially on a pick like Hades. Just let me get one back. Obviously, you know, great play earlier by Voulg, ganking, forcing out that ult. Definitely, I think Nico definitely just easily lives there if he has ultimate, of course, since he didn't allow Gearchief to secure that kill. So just, you know, great understanding that, you know, his ultimate is forced out. I have the advantage here, and pushing that advantage, punishing him for, you know, trying to contest that totem. You know, he was fighting in a whole wave, but I mean, honestly, when you're Hades, you don't mind fighting into a whole wave. It's just going to give you a bigger heal. You know, we can see that right here.
A bigger heal, more damage. If anything, you would like to fight into an enemy wave, otherwise your abilities just do less. That's kind of the way Hades works, as we see Mercury here going for sneaky beaky like blue invade. That's gonna hurt Hades quite a bit. Especially with, I believe, Mana getting the totem just now. Yeah, lots of mana issues going to happen for the Hades now, possibly. As hold that photo, DrJDM will fall down once again here towards the Morgan. Morgan getting the kill herself, and now it's King of Darkness being locked on the tower, some more, but well, they are the support. They're already quite tanking, having 9 stacks on his prophetic cloak, so they will be fine with 2 tower shots. Not the biggest deal in the world. I think
LuneyToons.
LuneyToons saw Bark on Watts, either that or it got called out, so decides to be a bit careful, as we had 4 people of Sanctified into the left jungle here. Gets out just fine and dandy though, and Oracles will be taken.
Yeah, they definitely did have a ward over there, but Sanctified might be in a position over here to try to go for this Gold Fury. FullOfShrimp, however, not looking the healthiest, and you definitely want your ADC to come over to do that, but with Mercury backing, definitely no chance of getting that Gold Fury now. But yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point about the Morgan. You know, do more, having that increased movement speed, very, very useful. I mean, Spirit of Desolation, I mean, who isn't that good on? To be frank, anyone with, you know, like obviously, you know, Tablet of Destinies and whatnot, better on procking heroes, but I mean, or procking gods, excuse me. But you know, Spirit of Desolation, just as long as you're getting kills or assists, you're getting value out of it. And you know, having reduced cooldowns like that, very, very useful on Morgan. You know, have your 2s already on a fairly short cooldown, and having that accelerated, just increasing your DPS considerably, not to mention your stun being on a lower cooldown. I mean, stuns are just stuns, and so it's very, very valuable.
Yeah, for sure. I know, you know, I'm a very, very big Morgan fan, so I don't mind it whatsoever. Hold that photo, Spencer up in the sky, going for FullOfShrimp falling, melting down instantly, but it's actually Morgan who transformed into Thanatos, but will get deleted right before going up. The Scythe just does too much damage, and now it's Dr. JDM, who also rotated it over, but it seems like Dark Omen just takes the 2 picks and is fine with it for now. Or are they? Scythe miss off the mark, so they really should be backing off now. Does clear out the ward, but great ultimate by Spence, securing himself a double kill, and now the Gold Fury is being pulled. It is Bark and King of Darkness over there, Landfall coming out. Dark Omen will secure the Gold Fury, so no steal here for King of Darkness, but great try nonetheless. Great place by Dark Omen overall there. It's a very eventful fight out of nowhere. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, great answer back by Dark Omen, I think. You know, Spence looking a little bit lacking on Thanatos, who you really, really want to see be getting active, getting in there, doing the damage, securing themselves a lead when they were a little bit down. Now with 2 kills in the pocket of their jungler and a Gold Fury, they're feeling good. You know, maybe there was a universe where, you know, barkyj tries to ult in, steal the Gold Fury, but I just don't see him living that, even if he does steal it. So they're just trying to play a little bit safe there. Also, I think Spence just did a fairly decent job zoning them away. By the time I think they even like knew what was up or were in any position to try and contest, The Gold Fury was practically already dead. Now LuneyToons taking a 2v1.
You're not winning that though, LuneyToons. Going up into this.
Oh.
And now it's down. Yeah. No security for you, and FullOfShrimp doesn't miss those snipes. So LuneyToons will fall down in the 2v1. I would have personally not taken that, but well, props to them. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It shows courage to go for that fight, but it did not work out this time. However, I do want to go back to what you were saying before as well. Spence on the Thanatos was not very active at all so far. And, well, pretty much even with Bark by just farm with Hodded Vato as Pyromancer. Can Bark do anything about it? No, he cannot. Ultimate down, and now you're in a lot of trouble. Beats being forced out by the washing machine. Spence blinking after, but a blink to counter the blink. And now this fight looks over, except Hades. Not even Hades, it's Morgan transforming into Hades, sorry. Gets the support from Dark Omen in the background, and now it's the actual Hades who's not happy with that. Going on top of the Morgan. Morgan half HP, both relics being forced out. What is going on, Cosmic?
Oof, I don't know, I mean, there's just this Pyromancer fight turned a little bit sour for Dark Omen. I mean, you said Sanctified, a lot of their relics being down. If Gearchief can get a big ult off, he's obviously under a lot of fire, having 3-4 people looking at him. Not able to do much. Might even get dropped down.
Probably will. One more? Yes, FullOfShrimp will confirm it. Like I said, one more basic by anyone would have done it, and FullOfShrimp gets credit for it, which is probably also very good for Sanctified here. Getting your ADC a pretty big kill. I'll take it any day of the week, dude.
Some interesting itemizations. First of all, you know, barkyj opting to delay crit just a little bit, getting that 20% pen online as opposed to the crit. I don't know if that's what I really want to go for, because generally you want to build the rage early, get those stacks on, and just have a ton of crit chance on Mercury. Maybe he's gonna like forego the rage entirely and just go 3 crit items to finish off. You know, Boomerang, Demon Blade, Deathbringer, all very strong right now. So I could see that. Could see a wall where that happens. And also here in the duo lane, we're looking at exactly LuneyToons actually foregoing the Bloodforge first item, decides to get it second in place of a kin size. Normally, I would say that's just I wouldn't do that. You know, the power spike of a Bloodforge compared to a kin is just not comparable. But, you know, with the auto attack chain that Charybdis has, maybe there's an argument for, you know, those 3 autos that she has at the end, all of them proccing that kin size was just recently buffed to do 6% of HP, might just be worthwhile. It does, you know, seem like Sanctified FullOfShrimp is leading a little bit in the kill department. Damage-wise, Charybdis is considerably over Rama.
Yeah, considerably over it indeed. Uh-oh. Hold that thought indeed, as we are fighting big time here. Voulg going up in the washing machine, but Thanatos in the sky as well, still looking at the Famana, but the Famana is in their own hold, so no stun or any damage follow-up there. And now teams are just staring each other down a bit. Lots of ultimates already being used, and the Gold Fury is being pulled here. Dark Omen is not going to give this up for free, as Nico is falling down very low instantly. Landfall coming out, only grabbing Voulg for now. Gold Fury is being dropped. And we see a lot of people run half HP. And Gold Fury actually being picked up by Dark Omen instead right now. I don't know if that's the play, but it seems like they're going for it. Little buff on the side here, as ADC and jungle are together. Careful though. Ooh, no, fight's definitely not over yet, as King of Darkness might have been cut out here a little bit. Health bar falling down very low very quickly, being forced to jump out, but will live to tell another tale someday, as Gold Fury might not be as lucky. Dark Omen definitely like fully pulling the Gold Fury right now. Does get dropped once again, as in the background here, LuneyToons falling down towards Nico. Took a lot of damage before, and Nico actually on a wall buff going for another one. Spence getting a kill on Bark in the background, and it's actually Gearchief saving their mid laner and doing a lot of damage in return. Spence getting a double kill in the background as well, a triple kill as well as the Gold Fury. Is this a penta?
There's penta potential here.
Penta potential.
Penta? That's a quadra at least.
That's a quadra.
I think Nico's a little too far away, but maybe anyone can do it is Thanatos. He just hits a scythe. Oh no, the ultimate. Oh, it's too late now. It's far too late now.
Oh,
Surely. What is going on? What am I watching? What is happening? Okay.
he gets the kill.
It's the delayed pentakill. Man, Nico said, "You're gonna get me, but you're not. You're gonna have to earn this penta." I think that was 2 size. Unfortunately, missed by Spark. Not quite able to get it. Still a quadra kill. Nothing to scoff at, and of course, it was a pentakill. He did kill all 5. Fortunately, a little bit too delayed for the cool announcer pack to be like pentakill,
Hey,
and for
you
of
would've
course
got
my friend
me.
here Jeffrey to
Yeah.
say that as well.
I was waiting for it, but Thanatos, sadly, I think the pressure got to him. I think him knowing,
Yeah.
oh, I'm about to almost get a pentakill, I think it got to him. Missing 2 scythes and a lot of basic attacks as well, which you're not really supposed to miss basic attacks, especially on a melee character. But,
Especially with how big of a mana is right then.
yeah.
I don't know if it was missing or if it was just Nico just getting tons and tons of shield that he wasn't able to DPS down.
No, he was definitely missing those. But it happens, under pressure anything can happen. And truth be told, it wasn't a penta, but he did get the kill in the end. So yeah, Ram is standing inside of a rock because that bug is still not fixed, sadly. High res, please. Yeah. I mean, it's still very big. The Thanatos 7-0 now, 2 levels up. I think he's scary for anyone to see right now. Yeah, funniest thing, we didn't even see most of the kills from Thanatos as we were watching the backline fight, but Gold Fury also going down towards Dark Omen, by the way, in case anyone missed that.
Still just about a 1k gold lead in favor for Dark Omen. Not the widest margins, it seems. And with Thanatos being 7 out of 8 of Dark Omen's kills, if he dies, that's a huge bounty for whoever kills him, and might just alone swing the favor considerably back in favor of Sanctified now that they got this Pyromancer as well. Still just a very, very even game. Glad to see that Spence has been doing a little bit more, getting a little bit active when I felt like he was doing too much early on. Now definitely proving himself, proving the pick with a quadra kill, delayed penta. Certainly nothing to scoff at. And he's definitely providing his team a considerable amount of value. And yeah, looking back towards what I had mentioned with the atomization for barkyj, does look like he builds a Demon Blade, doesn't go for the Rage. So I think I was correct in assuming they're just going to go Demon Blade, Boomerang, Deathbringer. I still feel like that's definitely the best option for him right now.
Uh-oh.
So long as he doesn't just die instantly. Oh, the blink.
Ult being charged as well, just in case. Thought Spencer deciding to land on Nico instead, instantly ulting, but also cancelling their ult, which is a bit surprising. I mean, get those cooldowns up a little bit faster, but still, it's I don't know if you should cancel that. Fire Giant being pulled right now by Dark Omen. Does Sanctified have a response? They do know as King of Darkness is there, but he's also the only one there for now. I mean, with Morgan here in the background, so it might be a bit scary for Dark Omen. Does seem like they're just going for it. It's very low right now. Dark Omen will get the Fire Giant, but here is Morgan transformed into Hades. Will fall down towards LuneyToons very quickly. Those crits, they do damage. And yeah, it seems like just 1 kill this fight, but that's a Fire Giant for Dark Omen 23 minutes into this game.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Not really what I expected, to be honest. Well played by Dark Omen, all credit to them. We're gonna go in a bit of a pause here. Unfortunate. Hopefully it'll be short. It'll definitely be short for you. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, mental on the low end. When I used to feel alive, now there's a hole in the city, can't feel shit. Where do I go? Cause I know you don't feel this. Can't catch
are back. You didn't miss much as we just passed. Well, what you did miss is a gold free pool by Sanctified, apparently. Gold free will fall down for Sanctified, like I was saying. Sorry for that little delay over there. As one of the teams had to pass, sadly. Cosmic, bring me to it.
Yeah, just a small cut, and yeah. Again, I'm just proving how right I am looking at Barky's build. Sorry, I'm gonna have to bring that up every time he buys an item that I predicted. But yeah, I mean, just great play there by Dark Omen, going for that Fire Giant. There was a just bit of weird grouping over there by Sanctified, and they knew that Nico's ult was down, which is just a really, really strong team fight tool of Sanctified, knowing that they stripped that away, taking the opportunity. Just not really anyone to go for the steal. Obviously, Reyhum was around the corner, sneaking on around back like a cheeky little Morgan does. Wasn't really able to find anything. Dark Omen secured it, and killed him quickly after. Now this tier 2 fight is kicking off.
Bark ulting in, but instantly actually falling down towards DrJDM. I thought they were gonna do a bit more there. Spencer up in the sky. Doesn't seem like they want to go in. Maybe they will. Okay, it seems like they did want to, but it certainly did miss. Reyhum falling down instantly towards DrJDM as well. Merlin pumping out very big numbers as FullOfShrimp gets a return kill onto Gear Chief. It's 2 for 1 so far. And this fight does not seem to be quite over yet. It might seem like it, but it's gonna continue. But probably under the bird right now as Sanctified does not want to fight outside of it anymore. Merlin doing so much damage right now, by the way. Bomb going down, so this bird will fall down actually quite instantly. Especially with this Fire Giant as well. LuneyToons, of course, being there as well. And now going for the second bird. No minions this time, so it's gonna take a little while longer. Also no bomb, but the bird will fall down. And I don't think they lose anyone for it even more. So that's 2 Phoenixes towards Dark Omen here. And they only lose their solo laner.
Yeah, I think maybe the large reason these fights aren't going particularly well for Sanctified. I feel like Reyhum's just not necessarily ulting as well as you could. You have a lot of really good options to ult into. Hades is one of them, but it seems like it's just not working out as well, and he's just constantly going for it and just gets bursted down so instantly. I think I would rather see a Thanatos and just try to 100-0 someone instantly out of that ult, or better yet, turn into a Vamana. Have 2 Vamana ults. I mean, that is just so hard for Dark Omen to deal with. Just 2 Vamanas wailing at you, unCCable, practically unkillable. I think there are better options for Reyhum to turn into. I understand, how attractive it can be to want to turn into a Hades, but I feel like it's kind of been proven that's just not really the transformation.
Yeah, it works in 1v1s, but you just get bursted down too much in these team fights. Also didn't help, of course, that Dark Omen still had fire around him. And like I was saying, DrJDM, he does so much damage right now. But yeah, I do incline to agree with you that there are probably better transformation options than the Hades right now. As Fire Giant will respawn here, so we'll probably see a bit of a dance around here. Dark Omen the aggressor, of course, since they do have a quite big lead by now. We were talking like 5 minutes ago how the lead wasn't that big yet, but I think right now it's considerably big. Especially with those 2 birds down, and fire minions are going to push your Titan in about 10 seconds. So are you going to defend that? Do you send someone back, or do you fully commit on fighting for this Fire Giant? Right now it seems like Nico might be the one backing.
It does look like he's opting to back in. Fire minions on your Titan, not what you want. For Reyhum, just getting deleted in mid lane. Now it's a 4v5, 4v3, or excuse me, 5v3 since Nico's back, and it's just a free Fire Giant for Dark Omen.
It sure might be, as it seems like no one from Sanctified is even going to attempt to steal it this time. Fire Giant being burst down very quickly because, well, Merlin and Charybdis nonetheless as well. Fire Giant will fall down towards Dark Omen here. No one from Sanctified was there to respond. We'll get a Primal Fury as their response, but will it be enough, as the last tower on the map for Sanctified is falling down as we're speaking, and they're looking at the bird.
This bird's going to get absolutely shredded. They have a bomb, and we've just seen the way those other birds have fallen down, especially now they have the numbers advantage.
Bark ulting in though, and it's actually DrJDM who's being burst down very hardly by Nico over here. Ooh, Spencer not quite connecting at all, but Bark will get a kill onto DrJDM, which is very big, and now it's barkyj falling down as well. That's 2 people with Fire Giant down, and you've only lost your jungler so far if you're Sanctified. So pretty good over there. Spence falls to beats the, I believe, Morgan ult transforming into Mercury, as now it's the bird's still standing, by the way.
Oh.
Reyhum getting a kill onto Spencer as well. What is happening? It's a 3-4-2, but it's actually the 3 people with Fire Giant falling down. Reyhum is not quite done yet. Looking at LuneyToons here. Great ultimate for the CC immunity. Not quite hitting it though. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Nico does not want to deal with the Hunter with fire, so decides to retreat, as Mid Phoenix is also respawned and Left Phoenix is on their way, so Rama is not in his fight to save them. Reyhum falling down very low, but it's actually Nico who will fall down towards the base, dying down towards LuneyToons here.
Alright, dude. I'm a believer in the skin size, man. LuneyToons is doing so much damage. It is absolutely absurd. Top of the damage charts by considerable margin, over 5,000 damage. Absolutely insane. He's the biggest target, and it's just so hard to deal with. You know, the ultimate's not on point. Doesn't matter. Cryptus ult literally only gives you CC immunity, because it's just, you know, so hard to hit. And it's practically all it's worth for. A little bit of movement speed as well. But I mean, man, Sanctified really need to deal with LuneyToons on this Charybdis. The damage being pumped out is just too great. I mean, we've seen, you know, he's dropped, you know, a little low in some of these 1v1s, but no one has been able to step up to him. He's been just deleting people left and right, tanks and squishies alike.
Definitely LuneyToons is doing a lot, but I also want to give credit to Sanctified here. I mean, we went from you saying this bird is going to fall down very quickly to all 3 birds being alive again. Like, I don't think that quite went like Dark Omen was hoping it would be. Ooh, ultimate from Mercury here off the mark by a little bit. Second Mercury also off the mark by a little bit. That's obviously a Morgan transformation. Thanatos is in the sky. Will not land on top. Bar getting a kill onto LuneyToons, so that's the biggest threat down from Dark Omen, and now they might be on the retreat. It seems like they are grouping up with the 3 of them again, but everyone has lost fire by now. Yeah, this defense from Sanctified is being very much stronger than the first time they put it around, and now it looks like Dark Omen has a very, very tough time actually going through it.
Yeah, Dark Omen definitely making the correct choice of disengaging as soon as LuneyToons is dead. I mean, LuneyToons is practically the payload that Dark Omen is trying to deliver into the Titan room, and once they do, they just win the game. But yeah, Sanctified is actually doing pretty well. You know, these Morgan transformations, again, you know, finally ulting into something different, getting a little bit more value. There's also huge landfall there coming out of King of Darkness. Pulled in both DrJDM and LuneyToons, with both the carries of Dark Omen dead. It's just so hard for Dark Omen to do anything. Again, just the right call to disengage there. But now Sanctified have put themselves in a position where they're not really on the back foot anymore. They know they can win a fight, and they're going to step up to this Fire Giant and try and contest it. And, you know, it's just not going to be a clear indication of who's going to win this fight. It could go either way.
DrJDM being instantly very low, but so is Reyhum in the invis. So right now Thanatos cannot see you, decides to not go in because of it. But yeah, I mean, both mid laners are instantly being burst down, but DrJDM is back on their way, and Reyhum not quite there just yet, so Fire Giant will be pulled by Dark Omen. It's probably the best chance they will get to get this without as much of a fight. Nico going around the back though, looking for LuneyToons here. LuneyToons going up into the waves.
Ooh. Gear Chief pumping out damage.
Gear Chief getting a solo kill, DrJDM getting a solo kill themselves as well, and now it's a 3v5, Fire Giant below half HP. Gear Chief gotta look out though, as Morgan transformed into Thanatos and will land on top of Gear Chief here. LuneyToons, will they get the Morgan in return, or will they actually take a lot of damage themselves? But no, they will get it, as Dark Omen also gets the Fire Giant, only losing their solo lane, but no, there goes the mid laner as well. Yeah, it's a 4v2. Definitely worth it for Dark Omen, more than worth it. I think they might win the game here.
Very, very real possibility. LuneyToons still alive. Going to be an absolute blender to these birds. That sounded a lot more gruesome than I intended. But yeah, the structures that Sanctified still have left. It's only King of Darkness up, barkyj and FullOfShrimp up in about 10 seconds. But I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Dark Omen could just play the safe, go for every single bird. Looks
Run
like
it
they're opting
down.
to
Run it
push
down,
into
baby.
the Titan. The payload has been delivered, and that Titan
Uh-oh.
is going down fast.
Titan half. There comes the washing machine. Tunnels up
Uh-oh.
into the sky. Titan still below half. Titan below a quarter now. Titan will fall down. Please,
Oh,
please,
yes.
please. Yes! There we go. That's game 1, folks. GG Dark Omen. It looked like they were the ones winning, and they definitely did in the end. And so we will see you with the stats.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't.
And welcome back on the desk. I'm Jeffrey, I'm here with Cosmic, and here are your stats. What do you think, Cosmic?
I think LuneyToons went absolutely ham in the late game, dropping a whopping 42,000 damage, the highest in the game by a considerable margin, nearly 12,000 over the next highest. I mean, that was absolutely insane. On the desk, we had our doubts, we had our questions. Why are we picking Charybdis right now? LuneyToons just showed us why. He answered it. He gave us a full dissertation as to why he is picking Charybdis and what he's going to do once he does. A solid 20,000 gold earned, might I add. Very, very clean number there. I do like that. But just insane performance out of LuneyToons and the rest of Dark Omen as well.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, the one thing, if you are going to give some tips to Dark Omen here, is maybe DrJDM try out some more abilities, because we saw when he did, he was bursting down everything in his path. So only having done 11.8k damage is very surprising to me, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot more, but if we are going to talk about damage anyway, we see barkyj on Mercury, 7.7k. That's nothing in Smite terms. You gotta get those numbers up a little bit. What do you think, Cosmic?
Yeah, definitely. Didn't feel like Mercury was really the pick here. Maybe some of the itemization choice of, getting crit a little bit later, not going rage, which has been core on Mercury for many, many years. Just maybe not what you want to do, but I think it just didn't really suit the play style that they were going for. I think Reyhum was also, again, I had mentioned this in the game, choosing some transformation that weren't really the best option for him. I think they definitely had stronger ones there. I felt like the best player all around on Sanctified was the Spamana, so I hope your mind has been changed just a little bit there. I mean, the damage he was pumping out was considerable, not quite enough to contend with LuneyToons, the kin size and the crit. Just a little bit too much for Nico to handle on his own.
Well,
So I definitely think we could see some draft differences on Sanctified's part.
well, I do think there is also, you can also make an argument for King of Darkness having played very well. I do love me some support recognition. But yeah, I must agree that the Famana did more than I was expecting it to. Didn't quite, well, make it in the end, as I think, well, the pentakill from Thanatos, the delay penta, of course, helped a lot with Dark Omen to get this win, and LuneyToons by the end just shredding everything down. Yeah, I mean, deserved win if you ask me. I think overall it was just very well played by them. And let's see if Sanctified can bring it back in game 2. And maybe we'll get a game 3. We'll see you in game 2. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. So another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel
my chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. Tell me how this so easily.
And welcome back to Game 2 indeed, as we see Sanctified here on the left with Order, Dark Omen on the right with Chaos. Will it end with Game 2 or will we get a Game 3? I'm excited to see it. What do you think, Cosmic?
Definitely excited to see. I mean, Dark Omen looked very, very strong in game number 1. Definitely going to need something needs to change on Sanctified, whether it's the draft, whether it's in the play style. Seemed like Dark Omen was just getting a little bit more active early on. I think maybe Sanctified could benefit from a little bit different jungler. Spence on that Thanatos was just absolutely insane. At one point, I think Dark Omen had 8 kills and Spence was 7 of them.
Correct.
Obviously, had the quadra kill and delayed pentakill. Yeah, just need to get a little bit more active earlier on. I think maybe some of that could be answered banning as well. Banning the Thanatos. I could understand that one. Charybdis obviously isn't a high priority pick, so it feels bad if you're forced to ban that away. But I could understand it with the numbies that LuneyToons was pumping last game.
Yeah, it does seem like Bark doesn't want to go for a Mercury rerun. Does opt to ban it out instead this time. Doesn't want to give it to Spence, at least. That much is for sure, as Guan Yu is being banned out as well. Someone we've seen rise up a little bit, probably with the Season of Hope. Got a pretty big buff to both the 1 and the 3. What do you think about Guan Yu?
Yeah, I mean, the one
Ooh,
just
hell.
so good. Not surprised to see. I'm glad. I like to see the Sanctified sticking to their guns. Say, all right, we just played bad. It wasn't these picks that you chose. Wasn't That's not why we lost. And then instead, just looking more inwards on their own team, their own draft, switching it up a little bit. Obviously, we see that immediately with the Hell first pick. Interesting.
Interesting indeed, as we see a Hades rerun for probably Gaethje here. I mean, it could technically go to DrJDM, but I would assume Gaethje just wants to do that themselves again, as we are waiting for a second, at least hover. Merlin being hovered. Yes, Merlin being locked in, so for a double rerun, so a bit of a salty run back here from Dark Omen, but what do you expect? You just won pretty comfortably, so fair enough, right?
It's not really a salty run back if you didn't lose. What do you have to be salty about? Honestly, I don't really love to see the Merlin pick. I didn't feel like JDM was doing a lot. I mean, you had mentioned, he's doing a lot of damage, but I mean, the scoreboard had said differently. Maybe it just doesn't suit JDM's playstyle. Maybe he just, wasn't feeling it into the Morrigan or something. Put him behind a little bit, not really able to catch up. Not in any position to do so, at least. So I think I would prefer to see it switched up, but yeah, as you said, fairly comfortable win. Safe to run back your comp. Ooh.
For being locked, Maui being locked, I like those for sure.
I'm sure it's 4 being locked and not 5.
All right, so yeah, no, you take it away. No, I won't speak anymore.
I'm sorry
Talk about it.
I'm sorry for making fun of you, Jeffrey. Please forgive me. Yeah, Thor. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Something that can get a little bit more active. From barkyj. Thor has been really, really insane. I've been slamming my desk constantly every time I get ulted by one in my ranked games. The
I
100
know.
to 0 potential is there. All right, okay, all right, fair enough. But yeah, just the potential there. I hope barkyj has a little bit easier time on this pick compared to the Mercury. Obviously, he realized something was wrong. He needed to switch it up, and just the damage potential from Thor, so insane.
Yes, we see Thanatos being locked in as well by Dark Omen here. I think they might go for the exact same team as they went before. Yeah, I don't think anything is banned out just quite yet that could prevent that. Except Maui has been picked, as I do think it was Voulg playing Maui last time, was it not? No, it was
No.
King of Darkness playing Maui. So
Yes.
that's on me. That's my bad. But so that's still a potential for a full run back by Dark Omen here. Would you like to see something else, or do you think the full run back would be good?
Again, I would have liked to see something other than Merlin. Obviously, no longer an option. It didn't feel like Voulg was doing too much on Xing Chen. I feel like there were better picks. Obviously, he was getting some beads, which is certainly valuable, but didn't feel like he was doing too much else. Maybe he was helping a little bit, shutting down some of the damage that Rama was dealing, and not really too easy to tell, being as omniscient as we are, but. Yeah, maybe a little bit of something different in the support. Ooh, we do see the Charybdis band coming through. They
No
decided
full run back.
to wait. They decided to wait to pick it, and they don't end up getting it. Cernunos, however, the option instead, and Cernunos definitely more meta than Charybdis.
Yeah, I mean the respect ban is there, the last ban with the Charybdis, and instead Dark Omen just decides, all right, then we'll pick something better. So I would be absolutely pissing my pants if I was full of shrimps right now. I do not like to see LuneyToons on his Cernunos. I would be scared. Does decide to go back with Ram. Ram is someone who can match Cernunos in pressure and damage at least, so it will be a player diff. So maybe Full of Shrimps actually can control LuneyToons this time. You never know, especially in this Divine Division. We have seen one game someone dominates, and the other game they feed their brains out, or like you like to say in our ranked games, they turbo int. As we see Famana being locked in here, once again, actually by Nico. So they really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they proved why that pick is valuable. Able to get a solo kill on a Gear Chief on the Hades. So safe to say he's comfortable with that matchup. Obviously, Gear Chief able to find a solo kill back, but definitely one of the better picks I felt like in game one on Sanctified Draft. So I do like to see it. On the other side, Xing Chen being hovered again for Voulg. I mean, obviously it wasn't bad by any means. Voulg played fine. Just safeguard, decent mobility, and of course the beads burning, the biggest value from Xing. And if they don't have their beads for any sort of reason, Hades ults, Cernunos ults, then you get tons of value out of your own ult. So, synergy use in that case, just like the most basic of synergies there. So it can be a worthwhile pick. I think it's just a little bit better this time around. Now that they're playing an ADC that has an ult, Cernunos ult can be devastating for a team fight that doesn't have any beads. So there's definitely more of a reason to play it now. So game one, opt not to do it though this time.
Decides to go for the elephant instead, so both teams go with 3 of the same picks as last game. Not quite all of them, but yeah, these are your picks, folks. Let's get into game 2.
Chain smoke the way I like to kiss you, cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs, when every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had. Yeah, tell me how this so easily falls apart. Damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit, but not a single fuck left to give. I could explode, I feel like gasoline when you're mad at me. Lit a match in the wind, so I'm asking please. I try to cope, go through the emotions, no, I got a noose around my throat. Fuck, I love you, but I know that I should let you go. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. I'm on overload, so another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit.
Welcome back to game 2, and a little bit of a change up. At this time, we see both junglers actually starting the same start. Both going for the, in my opinion, better start, and I think yours as well, as we do it ourselves. Cosmic, take me through it.
No, you're wrong. It starts worse. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, just plain and simple, everyone gets level 2 at the start. At least as far as mid jungle solo is concerned. Obviously, in the other starts, solo lane gets to the waves just a little bit quicker. It's just not really that worth it, in my opinion. Having level 2 right off the bat, very, very strong, very valuable. The pressure that's afforded to anyone with that, especially Hades or Ramana, hard to beat. Beaten
Nah.
Gear Chief,
Oh.
getting his head smacked by a little baby.
Yeah, I think Gear Chief was just straight up just tanking all the buffs there, and went to lane very low. They are Hades, so they healed up a little bit before Famana decided to show up, but still a bit of trouble there. So yeah, very low as of now, and they're half HP again, because once again they are Hades.
They are. The sustain practically unrivaled. I don't think anyone really does. At least
Anubis?
All right, whatever, dude. Yeah, Anubis is Anubis. Enough said
Thanatos?
there. No, Hades is better.
Okay, well, if you say so. In this mid lane here, as the wave is being cleared, we see Voulg here not wanting to give up this mid camps for free, as Spence is already on it. Still on a little bit of a level deficit though, but it does a lot of damage, but so does the Scythe. Both popping their shots, and seems like both just running away right after, not wanting to fight, not wanting to take the 50-50, as, well, anyone could have won that, really. Spencer
Sure
still wants this mid camp.
Spencer is a level up. He blinks in.
Scythe hits, so Bart probably gonna take the backseat here, as they're still level 2. King of Darkness being forced to jump out once again, as I do believe that Dark Omen got the buff there. Yeah. So Cosmic.
A little bit of a skirmish there. Yeah, it does seem like Spence just getting a little bit ahead just because he was up a level. Solo laners doing solo laner things. Ooh, King of Darkness, however, getting pretty low. So we see this Cernunos pick seemingly doing Dark Omen considerably well, not to mention Voulg here on this elephant. Switching it up a little bit. Man, Gear Chief is constantly being forced out. Nico actually just having more pressure than Hades. We did see a little bit in the first, but generally, you're picking Hades, you're picking it to have some pressure. Nico, not really having any of it.
Oh my! What a snipe! Yeah, well, Reyhum just securing first blood for themselves there, as DrJDM will fall down on the Merlin here. Great snipe in the tower. I think they took one tower shot there, but they will live as well. They're hell, and they just heal everything that has ever been done to anyone in the entire history of Smite game. However, will it be enough with Spence on top of them? I don't think it will. It does a lot of damage. 1 HP, but there's Bark, and actually securing the kill, saving the mid laner in the process. Big blink here by the Tor. Not 5, no, Tor. Yeah, great plays.
Definitely, very well played by Sanctified there. It's interesting. A lot of times, we don't really see Thor's going blink as much. Just getting a lot of value out of beats and Aegis at the same time, just because you're able to do damage and teleport with your hammer. But obviously, showing the value of it right there, securing an early kill onto Spence, getting himself a little bit of lead, and of course saving his mid laner, who's already up a kill on the Merlin. So they're gaining a fairly significant lead right off the bat here in the mid jungle duo. So it's definitely a nice change of pace from what we saw at Sanctified in game 1. And if you're a fan of Sanctified, hopefully the snowball is just a little bit. Does look like Spence still wanting to be a little bit active, not afraid to do so, which is what you like to see.
Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid to be active on Thanatos, no matter how far you are behind, as, well, you still got an execute on you. So,
Sure.
yeah, nothing to be scoffed at, nothing to be ashamed of, as Thanatos just absolutely destroys anyone in his path if he is up into the sky and you're low enough. But seeing a bit of a lead on Bark here is what you really like to see if you are a Sanctified fan indeed. And I want to see where it goes to. King of Darkness being picked up here by the Elephant. A little bit of poke by DrJDM, but not too much, as I do believe they're actually already full HP again. That's Maui for you over there. Being quite tanky as well, having already gotten the, well, the Prophetic Cloak. That's the item I was looking for. DrJDM, not a lot of mana left for them, so backing off here a little bit, as Reyhum doesn't definitely not want to back off, doing a lot of damage to Voulg here. Having King of Darkness with him on the Maui to like help with CC a little bit, so the Elephant was actually being pulled towards them as they were trying to poke there.
Yeah, definitely some really, really good poke coming out of Sanctified, and considerably more than came out of Dark Omen. Obviously, DrJDM was a little low on mana, not really able to do much. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things. Voulg just ends up backing anyway. Probably wanted to get that some itemizations online. Spend a little bit of gold he had in pocket, so just not too much comes of it. Hold on, the King of Darkness seems like he secured it with the landfall, maybe.
Yeah, it does seem like it, as the landfall is down on cooldown, but great kills. Didn't even see that was going on, as now Spencer is going to Mendel himself in it, but probably just going for the wave, taking a lot of damage because Hell is just absolutely busted right now. This is exactly why I was so excited when I saw it being first pick there, Cosmic. Fight not over though, as Bark's going up into the sky. Might be tower diving Thanatos, especially if Thanatos is not in the tower anymore. On the red buff, that's just a free kill if you hit it. Does hit it. And does fall down and stealing the red buff in the process as well.
Absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted to see different in the jungle. Still a bit of fighting going on, but nothing really. But yeah, barkyj going for these early things. Not really concerned about anything. Just going in and ulting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was a bit afraid when Bark went up in the ult when Thanatos was still under the tower. But I don't think he heard the ult from Tor going up into the sky, which is a bit of a shame for him, because he would have definitely stayed in the tower if he did. Going towards that red buff was just a death sentence, as soon as the ult hits, it's just a stun and the one, and Thanatos got deleted from the game. Even hitting the Sai for a bit of a heal, but it was not enough.
Yeah, not quite enough indeed. Just a little bit of opposite thing from game number 1 we saw to Dark Omen happening for Sanctified now, as barkyj comfortable 2-0, 1-0 for both the supports and the mid laner, and it just seems like here in the mid lane, DrJDM is not only forced under tower, but behind it. Voulg are not too happy with it though. Let's use Dharmic Pillars, King of Darkness, unfortunately dropping right into the damage of that ability.
I think the Maui jump might have been a bit off going inside of the wall if they didn't.
Ooh.
As LuneyToons here in a lot of trouble. Beats being forced, but will be enough. It seems like it will be for now as Spencer is going up into the sky, falling down on top of the mid laner. Hell will fall down towards Thanatos here. And now it's King of Darkness is the next in trouble, being silenced here. 1 HP, tall ball on point, stunning 3 of them, saving their support for now, but will it be enough? No, it will not, as Thanatos blinks right after it, getting the double kill for themselves. 2 for 0. Great plays by Dark Omen, instantly back into the game, and now they're looking at Gold Fury.
Yeah, love to see that out of Dark Omen. Spence, mental not shattered yet, despite coming down from a significant lead from Sanctified, getting active, getting those kills, exactly what you want to see, as you mentioned. You can never really be scared to go in and engage as Thanatos. The capability you have as far as your scythe and just the overall damage and, of course, the execute go, very, very strong. And, proven that, despite being a little bit ahead, he's not picking it as, a win more god. He's able to come back, even if it was just a little bit, still early on. Very, very capable. It seems like LuneyToons, though, a little bit on the back foot here in the duo lane. FullOfShrimp able to take advantage of it, showing the value out of that Charybdis band, showing why they opted to go for it. FullOfShrimp, comfortable level lead onto LuneyToons. Okay, not quite, maybe half level or so. Yeah, FullOfShrimp definitely having pressure in this lane.
Yeah, I think Rama having a bit more wave clear than the Sunanos as well. Sunanos rotating me into these fights so far already is not helping LuneyToons as lane pressure goes. Might help their team win, as he was a very big part of why Spencer actually got a double kill there. So yeah, I don't hate it, but it's definitely not working in a favor as it goes for lane pressure. But I think it will be fine, as well. It are 2 hunters, they're just waiting for late game. It will help for the Shrimps though to have already gotten those 2 bastions, getting 75 gold from both of them. That's 150 gold total, quite a bit. And Tower on half HP as well in this duo lane.
It does seem like, actually, I think getting that purple buff just about even the level for him, because he's just clearing the wave a little bit slower, so it seems like he's a level down. But he just isn't. Sanctified trying to answer back that Gold Fury with this Pyromancer. Dharmic Pillars, not quite able to do it. Sanctified do secure it. Pick with that bomb as well.
Yeah, they did pick up the bomb indeed, as the Pyromancer will fall down towards Sanctified here. Like you were saying, Voulg tried to steal that. I think the Pyromancer was just barely not standing on top of it, so didn't quite get the opportunity to. We'll get a little sneaky invade here onto the green buff though, as no, I think it actually got secured by Sanctified. I'll take it back.
Yeah, hardly sneaky either. I think they're very well aware of all 3 members from Dark Omen there trying to commit onto it. Yeah, again, was secured by Sanctified, however. I like to see that, just like realizing when buff timers are up, realizing when you're strong, when you should be going for invades like that, as we do see Nico proxying the wave. Now, with Voulg rotating over, might be punished for it. Not able to get that blue. I don't think Nico ever dies here. His ult's still available. Dash. Gonna get him quite a bit of ways away. So yeah, not too concerned. Voulg is still trying to be a thorn in the side of this Vamana here, but now barkyj here, he's not able to steal it. And yeah, not too much coming out of that engagement there.
I
like the effort.
I was gonna disagree with you with Nico never dying there until I just looked at the itemization that this Hades is opting to go for, going for a little bit more of a late game build, building stacks right now. So yeah, I do agree. I don't think Vamana dies after that. With the full Bankrafts there, I think Vamana might have been in a bit of trouble.
Just maybe. Speaking of trouble, Voulg taking a lot of damage. 3 members. 4 members.
Landfall.
No, there's 3.
Dharmic Pillars coming out, but will it be enough to save the elephant? It will be for now. Ganesh walking out there with, well, about 20% HP should be fine. Who should not be fine here is Gear Chief. Double tap not going out as Bark teleports, but will confirm the kill anyway with the basic attack right after.
Yeah, the Sanctified really grouping up and getting active. I don't know how many times I'm going to say get active this set, but they're really showing their prowess, just kind of death balling a little bit. Obviously, not quite a 5-man death ball, but going for these deep jungle engages, these invades, not scared to fight, want to fight. In fact, Dark Omen not really able to answer it back quite yet. Oh my god!
But there is hell for you. As Spence being forced up into the sky defensively in as Thanatos, that ultimate being down is quite enough for Sanctified to say, okay, we get free gold here. It's just Voulg right now who is trying to go there, but Tolwa will block them off for now. Gold Fury falling down very low. It's still just Voulg over there. Bark up into the sky. Sanctified will get the Gold Fury for themselves. Ooh, just missing as LuneyToons will get a kill, but DrJDM will fall down as well. That's a 1v1, but Gold Fury did of course fall down to Sanctified, so it's still work for them. Spence up in the sky will not turn into a boar as he beats the polymorph. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, but by the end of the day, it's just a 1-for-1, but still work for Sanctified as they get the Gold Fury.
By the way, you didn't. I don't think he beats that. I'm pretty sure.
Does it help?
Hell dropped the 2. Maybe they did both though, because his beads are on a really long cooldown. So I think I'm pretty sure Hell at least cleansed herself there, because she definitely didn't use beads. Maybe she was just out of it though. I'm pretty sure Hell dropped a cleanse there, but it still beats down for Thor at the end of the day. It really matters. They're able to avoid it. Again, that's the important part.
You're just hating for no reason as Gaethje. Does get the buff.
I know what I saw. I trust my eyes. Pretty sure there's Hell cleanse there. Shut up. Yeah. Nico again just...
How the tables have turned in dual lane here though.
Wow.
2 levels down.
Wow. That's crazy. Tower still up as well for LuneyToons. Now, albeit very low. But yeah, just able to come back. Dark Omen now, or Sanctified still has the gold lead. They're able to secure these structures a little bit better, but LuneyToons not letting that XP difference go a little bit too high. Yeah, again, 2 levels on. FullOfShrimp. See those boomerangs jumping out.
Pyro. Landfall bit early. Sanctified will get it in the end though. Was a bit scary there with DrJDM having a Ronin ability on it, but Sanctified will secure it. Personally, I would have leashed it there and just continued after that ability was gone from DrJDM, but they had the balls that I normally do not have, and they actually secured it. Good on them.
For sure. He was very close. Not only did he have the Void 1 out, but that Void 2 as well. A little bit more burst damage. Just off the mark, unfortunately, for Dark Omen, obviously in favor of Sanctified there. Seems like Sanctified doing a lot more when it comes to objectives, which is, just the bread and butter of Smite game. Mobile like this. Now, Dark Omen trying to answer back a little bit.
Trying to answer back indeed, as the pillars did come out from Voulg there. With a little bit of a cleanse from Hell there, which I, by the way, think is one of the most underrated abilities in the game. They got to walk out pretty much for free, and now it's DrJDM actually who's in a lot of trouble. King of Darkness trying to jump on top of it, but will not quite find it as... Well, it's Merlin, you do have a combat blink, so Merlin will live with a slither of HP. Bit scary for them there. Voulg thought he got it better with Tol there, but Tol having another sentry ward just says, who is laughing last now?
Yeah, it just seems like JDM is just constantly being caught out. Not always dying, as he does has, one of the best abilities in the game as far as his combat blink is concerned. Can't say the same for Gear Chief, though, as he's just dead. He's just dead. Again, we see Sanctified getting active over here in the jungle of Dark Omen, and Dark Omen not really in any position to answer back there.
And there goes DrJDM after a landfall. Did ages it, but, well, those ages can't save you forever, and now it's Voulg is the next in trouble. Pillars do come out, but will it be enough? Spence is there for
No.
But Nico, Phoenix diving here, 17 minutes in the Famana ult. Thanatos going up into the sky as the Famana ult is over, so we'll get the stun. Thor immediately landing on top of himself, not quite finding the stun as Thanatos is just a little bit too quick to get caught out usually. Okay, bit of a blink coming out there. I wouldn't personally have done that. That's a bit weird. But you do you, barkyj, as Gold Fury will fall down to Sanctified as well. So they're not only Phoenix diving right, they're just doing Gold Fury at the same time. They're just flexing on everyone, and Sanctified is looking very much like it's going towards game 3 right now.
Yeah, completely different game here in game number 2. Like I said, Sanctified. Ooh, the damage. The damage.
Looney.
He's able to land those hits. He's not. Oh.
Oh.
Oh! Man,
Not
one
enough.
more auto would have done it in. Really great jukes by Rey there. Able to save his own life. Just a little bit of a maybe just damage test coming from LuneyToons. Obviously, on the crit and the Kins online, able to do considerable amount of damage as he just proved. But yeah, I mean, Sanctified just look kind of untouchable right now. DrJDM's consistently getting caught out. 0-4 right now, not the position you want to be in. Just they're living constantly in this jungle of Dark Omen, always finding Gear Chief caught out as well, consistently picking up a kill onto JDM, and even last time able to get the kill onto Voulg. At the same time, they're securing Gold Fury. I mean, Dark Omen aren't finding wins anywhere on the map. Sanctified just controlling everything, and now they're
Fire
expanding their
Giant.
lead, pulling this Fire Giant. I think Gear Chief is aware of it. Members of Dark Omen are coming in, but this Fire Giant is dropping slowly.
Yeah, it's not quite being done that fast. Nico is not there as well, and I think they just drop it now. They did drop it. It's Nico up in the sky as they took a lot of damage, but barkyj is coming to help. barkyj falling down, not hitting anyone, sadly. As Thanatos, Spence is still on top of Nico. Nico will fall down, but now it's Thanatos on a bad position with barkyj and FullOfShrimp there. FullOfShrimp's opting to back though, so no trouble in that anymore. And now it's just King of Darkness. Landfall is not available.
Oh,
But LuneyToons is just split pushing a Phoenix, so I guess that's why FullOfShrimp's backed. Fair choice on them, great as well by LuneyToons to just split push that, forcing someone to back, because otherwise your jungler just died there, I do believe.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Great play by LuneyToons. They're able to prevent the Fire Giant, which is
Uh-oh. Well,
great blink in there by barkyj. I mean, really,
don't
really
kiss me like that.
Yeah, don't ever say that again. That was not a kiss. Okay. I only kiss you at night. Anyway, but yeah, they were able to pull him off the Fire Giant, which honestly for Dark Omen right now was about as good as you can ask for opposed from just a flat out steal. And LuneyToons being a very strong member of Dark Omen, they're committing a lot of him not in the fight. I mean, look at this damage that he's doing.
Oh, Reyhum. Reyhum absolutely destroying will fall down towards DrJDM here, as they had nowhere to move within the pillars. Would have fallen down to that as well. Might have actually fallen down to that, as Ganesh does have to gift a kill passive, of course. DrJDM not done yet here, as it's still Nico. Nico going out though, and a lot of leads that Sanctified had. Well, they killed LuneyToons, so that's pretty big. But they do not want these 1-for-1 trades right now.
Yeah, these 1-for-1 trades definitely in favor of Dark Omen. And again, just being able to prevent them from taking that Fire Giant, it seemed like the burn was just a little bit slow for Sanctified. It's really all you can ask for, Dark Omen. Just stall out the game as long as possible. Let your damage dealers hit 20. LuneyToons is almost there. DrJDM only 3 levels behind. I'm sure Gear Chief would also love to upgrade that ultimate 3 levels down as well, as Nico just ticks over to level 20. I believe he's the first in the game to do so. Both ADCs, however, level 19. But yeah, just Dark Omen want this one to go a little bit later. As far as ADC is concerned, I don't think either one is much better than the other one in the late game. But I mean, Merlin late game, when you're able to get all your damage on, if you're just dumping those abilities from over the wall or wherever, tons and tons of damage, and could see a turnaround by Dark Omen if they are able to take it to the late game. But I mean, Sanctified still feeling strong, still about a 4k gold lead. I want to see them push this advantage a little bit harder. It does look like Voulg's getting caught out wall on the wrong side though.
Yeah, but they do have the most cringe item in the game, so they will be fine.
What is the most cringe item in the game?
Contagion.
Oh.
I thought you knew me better. I thought you knew me better, Cosmic.
Okay. All right.
At least it's not on a solo laner for once.
It's not as cringe anymore. Okay, it's pretty.
It's
damage
bad.
too much.
It's bad and cringe. As Sanctified actually gets the Gold Fury here, do secure it for themselves. LuneyToons in a lot of trouble as well. Spence ultimate down as well. Well, going back in with the blink for barkyj. I don't know why they landed over there. That's a bit of a misplay in my book. And now it's Nico is next on the chopping block. Will be able to dash out of Gear Chief's ult here, but not quite done yet as Landfall will come down as well. It's actually Gear Chief who is the one who's very low right now. Rama snipes. Rama snipe 1? No. Rama snipe 2? No. Rama snipe 3? No. It's both Spence and Gear Chief live with a slither of HP. But DrJDM is here to stop this push onto the tower. He is saying, you do not have Fire Giant, you do not get this tower. Back off right now.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing Merlin can do. He's just defend his freaking towers, defend the Phoenixes. One of the best gods for doing so. DrJDM, you know, despite not feeling too good, being 1-4, almost at as much damage as he was last game. I think just a little bit under, in fact. So a little bit more value, maybe just because they've been a little bit on the back foot, and Sanctified are having to play into the abilities of DrJDM as opposed to him, you know, Sanctified being on the back foot and him having to throw the abilities at them. If you catch my drift there, might be a little confusing, but you know, now it was really, I think that fight would have been horrible for Sanctified if Nico wasn't able to kill LuneyToons right at the start of it without their, you know, main damage dealer, highest damage on their team, and just their crit hunter online. It becomes much more lucrative of a fight. I think overall, still pretty good for Dark Omen since both of the supports or both the tanks were able to live on very low HP. Not falling down was very good. The blink there by Gear Chief able to avoid that Rama ult, very important. And now I can, you know, despite the big lead that Sanctified has, could really go either way.
Torp in the sky might be looking at DrJDM here. Seems like to go for Gear Chief instead was into the ultimate, not the best place indeed, as King of Darkness gets a kill. We have Landfall, FullOfShrimp's get a kill for himself, it's a 2-for-1 so far, as Bark did fall down. Voulg falling down towards Reyhum. FullOfShrimp's getting a double kill for himself, and now it's just Spence left against the world. Will not get slowed as he's slow immune, but still Reyhum getting a double kill for themselves, so that's a deicide for Sanctified here. We'll get a tier 2 tower and probably either a Phoenix or going back to the Fire Giant.
Well, they definitely
like Phoenix
whatever they want.
Call.
The deicide
did have a bomb down as well. It's a bit of a shame that FullOfShrimp was tanking, but this Phoenix will fall down. There's no way they go for the end, right? Seems like they try.
Voulg and JDM
5
are
seconds.
up in 8 seconds.
2 towers, 2 Phoenixes up. I do not like this call. I think this call is a death sentence as DrJDM is here. Now Nico falling down low instantly. Titan has half HP though. Nico being forced to back off. Now King of Darkness being called out. And there's LuneyToons as well. And now they're running. Should have just gone to Fire, boys.
Fire, or I would say another Phoenix, but obviously those tier 2s are up. So I definitely think Fire was the call. I think they could have gotten that Phoenix, no doubt. Like obviously they proved that they could have gotten it. But after the Titan call, just not able to do it. The respawn timer's not quite long enough on the side of Dark Omen, but of course, there's nothing stopping them from, you know, just resetting, regrouping, trying to go for it again. Nico is just absolutely insane right now, just living in the back line with absolutely no fear at all, doing tons of damage as well. High movement speed with Golden Blade, the damage from kin size. Really, really tough for Dark Omen to deal with. He's being an absolute menace to whoever he runs into. Oftentimes it's JDM. He's done it to LuneyToons. He's even scared off Spence. Just so hard for Dark Omen to deal with this ulting Vamana. I think I would like to see LuneyToons upgrading his Deathbringer into a Venom Deathbringer, getting just a little bit of the anti-heal as well as the anti-shield that it now provides. Maybe can deal with Vamana just a little bit better, because right now it is really hard for Dark Omen to do anything about it.
Yeah, and as we're seeing, it's a 6k gold difference right now, which is pretty big. Fire Giant being pulled, by the way, by Sanctified. Only Spence over there looking at it, but not quite being able to do anything. Did blink in and now going up into the sky. Might go in. I would not recommend it right now. Maybe Bark out of position though. Nope. Decides to back off instead. Reyhum was just a little bit too close. Bark taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too badly. just walking through the Merlin abilities, I guess, as the big chiefs they are. Landfall not hitting anyone, sadly. Voulg just showing that Ganesh can dash through walls by dashing through the landfall there. And now it's Nico running. Nico running, not quite able to hit LuneyToons, but now he being able to hit Voulg. Ult already over as Bark does hit GearChief. GearChief will fall down towards FullOfShrimps here. Shell coming out from Voulg as well. And now it's a 4v5. But the 5 people have Fire Giant. And I think they're doing the smart call right now, going towards these towers. Because these towers are keeping the Titan very much healthy.
Certainly are. I mean, just, you know, every tower that goes down, a little bit of health lost overall for the Titan. So, you know, going for these options, I mean, 2 tier 2s still up, making the Titan mighty healthy, and Sanctified in any position to go for these tier 2s. If they want to, they're theirs. There's no way Dark Omen really steps up to defend it. You know, I think they just need to focus more on defending Phoenixes if possible, and of course the Titan. Sanctified is just so strong right now. We do see the Inventive Deathbringer picked up by LuneyToons. It just doesn't seem like enough, however. I mean, in Dark Omen, it's just at this point where you just kind of hope Sanctified somehow mess up. It's really, really hard to just win it outright. Maybe now that DrJDM has upgraded Starter Online, has that Soul Reaver, is able to do a little bit more. But it just seems so hard for Dark Omen to take any fight right now. And Sanctified just taking every fight that they possibly can, pushing onto these tier 2s, dropping them, making it easier to go on the Titan. Of course, trying to drop down those Phoenixes. Do see mid Phoenix spawning for Dark Omen though, so Titan will be healing just a little bit. But I can't imagine this left side Phoenix is going to be standing for much longer.
Well, last time you said that all birds stayed alive, and it was actually Sanctified with a very good defense. So let's see if Dark Omen can repeat history for them this time instead. For now, it seems like Sanctified is taking it very slowly, not quite wanting to rush in there just yet. Do have a wave of Firemins with a very low mid Phoenix over there as well. And Bark seems to notice that Firemins have been cleared by DrJDM and GearChief together. But that means there's an opening onto the left lane. Pillars are coming out, making FullOfShrimp already half HP. GearChief actually blinking in, going into the ult, being deleted himself in landfall, and actually spends with the execute on top of FullOfShrimp, being pretty big. Reyhum trying to get away from the Thanatos, but they will not be able to as Thanatos gets a double kill. Reyhum does get a kill on the Thanatos in the backline as LuneyToons actually cleans up, and it's a 4v1 as it's only Bark who backed right now, and once again a very good defense. So they did repeat history just for the other team right now.
I need to stop talking because I am caster cursing these sieges. Again, this is twice. Obviously, the other time, it was in favor of Sanctified, this time in favor of Dark Omen, so I suppose it's only fair. I mean, wow, like Nico just dove a little bit too hard, was able to get shut down fairly quickly by JDM. Honestly, I thought Spence was going to execute him, but he just died before it. Then Spence was able to get the execute on someone else, and now Fire Giant spawning, and the timer's still ticking for Sanctified. I think they're going to be able to, you know, put up somewhat of a fight, but I think maybe Dark Omen going to be in a little bit of a better position. This is what they're opting to go for. They're kind of spread out. JDM trying to solo the Pyro. No way you're resetting it. JDM, if you die there, you're kicked off the team. But yeah, okay, now the Fire Giant. Now it's Enhanced Fire Giant. This will be the first Enhanced Fire Giant of the game. And if it's any time for Dark Omen to come back, it's right now. An Enhanced Fire Giant can absolutely turn around the game. Handing over a Pyro is not a great start to it, though. Great steal by Spark. Very, very impressive there. Now they get the Pyro or the bomb. Oh, wait. Spark. Bro, you said whatever.
You said Spark.
Okay. I meant Bark. Spark. You can see the... Speaking of Spark,
Reyhum,
he's just dead.
Reyhum getting a kill onto Spence Spark there, indeed, as Nico going up into the big baby, as Thor landing down onto LuneyToons. LuneyToons being quite low. Landfall actually securing the kill, and GearChief now into the ult, getting a kill for himself onto the Hell. That's probably pretty big, as Hell is on top of the damage shots, but GearChief finding himself down to FullOfShrimp. And once again, history does repeat itself, because last time Sanctified had the good defense, but still lost the game and lost the fight right after, of course, making them lose the game. Getting another big defense though, so we're seeing a repeat, but just on other side. So if anything happens, Sanctified gets its Fire Giant and then loses another push, right?
Yeah, if we're going off of what we saw in game number 1, that's exactly what happens. But this Fire Giant isn't burning very quick. DrJDM kills barkyj in the back line. Oh, but Nico.
But here's Nico.
Nico's gonna go ham here.
Doesn't care whatsoever about this Merlin damage. Taking none whatsoever. His Fire Giant is so low. Dark Omen actually stealing the Fire Giant away. I'm not quite sure what stone it, but enhanced Fire Giant stolen by Dark Omen, and now you have Spence on his Thanatos, who has it, as well as Voulg. Voulg mattering a little bit less, and also will lose it here in a short future, probably, as they are falling down. But here comes Thanatos.
Oh!
Execute on one. Nico will get a return kill indeed onto the Elephant. Elephant losing the Fire Giant, so it's just Spence, but it's very, very big that they stole that.
Yeah, very huge indeed, because obviously only Spence has the enhanced Fire Giant. It would have been really nice to have LuneyToons on it, but Spence is a very good holder of it, but more importantly, Sanctified doesn't have it. No members of Sanctified have an enhanced Fire Giant, which is exactly what you want. I think Spence now had an opportunity to really carry this back for his team if he's able to get big in some of these fights with this enhanced Fire Giant buff. Only one on the whole map to have it. But, I mean, it's the clock's ticking for Sanctified. As I said, if there's any chance for Dark Omen to come back, it would be with his enhanced Fire Giant. Able to steal it back. Obviously, I don't know how many times I had to mention this. Only one member of Dark Omen having it. Better than nothing. Certainly better than nothing. And that is about the best opportunity and best outcome you can really ask for if you're Dark Omen in this position.
Only Fury does fall down towards Sanctified here, pretty much uncontested. Not even pretty much, just straight up uncontested. No one from Dark Omen deciding to step up to that. So we will have some strong minions going up to the lanes right now. But yeah, if Dark Omen had a good defense without Fire Giant, and well, with obviously Sanctified having Fire Giant, how good would a defense be with Fire Giant on Spence and no Fire Giant for Sanctified? But it doesn't even matter, because it doesn't really look like they need to defend. It's actually Dark Omen on the offense right now, looking at this last tower in the right lane.
It's interesting positioning of a fight breaking out here. A little bit split up as they're looking towards this tier 2. Lots of members in the jungle. barkyj does teleport over to be in a more obvious position to defend it. Dark Omen not wanting to bite off more than they can do. Backing up.
I think it's out of range.
Yeah, certainly at this point. How far Dark Omen is backed up.
Yeah.
This is dicey, man. This could really go either way for either team, and I think at this point, a team wipe for either team could just spell the end, assuming a considerable amount of the other team is still alive. But now Oni minions are pushing on to Dark Omen's bases, so I think Sanctified want to push this fight here. Looney does go to back, but that mid Phoenix is already half HP, and another wave pushing in. He's going to get there in time, I think, to save it, but it's going to be on very low HP. And now the opportunity is for Sanctified to push in.
And there's Nico. Nico not taking damage from anyone. Nico not being able to burst down by anyone except probably LuneyToons. Looking at this Phoenix now. Does have the ultimate. The only one in the game right now who does not have an ultimate is barkyj. And well, it just came up, so never mind that. All ultimates are available for you. Most relics are available. Only 2 relics are down. Which most important one is the teleport or beats by Gearchief. Doesn't matter as barkyj goes up into the sky. Looking at Gearchief, getting him and LuneyToons, but LuneyToons beats him immediately, cutting him down as he gets a triple kill here on King of Darkness, and Gearchief as well, getting a quadra kill. Second almost penta, but I think FullOfShrimp is gone. And once again, we get a good defense by Dark Omen.
This might be game.
Under Phoenix. This might be game, but if we're looking at last time, one thing, if Sanctified can be happy about, if history does repeat, that means Sanctified will win next time they push. but then they first need to
don't know,
try
man.
to not lose the game here to Dark Omen.
bombs.
Bomb coming down. Phoenix Waffle down. There's still a tower in right lane, so this Titan is fairly healthy with 2 Phoenixes and a tower up, but it's 4 of them against 1. It is
No
FullOfShrimp with a lot of
way.
grid.
Oh, he's doing damage.
DrJDM falling down low. DrJDM falling down.
Oh.
Oh, 1 HP, but not quite
Oh.
dying. So this will be game.
Oh,
And it's a 2-0. Oh, that feels so bad if you're Sanctified.
that was heartbreaking.
Oh no. Well, folks, we'll see you at the desk.
Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken.
When they ask you how you're aged, and you have to say that you're fine, but you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand. I'm sure that's how Sanctified feels right now, as they had a driving seat for the entire game. Like, I think this game was around 35 minutes by head. I think they had a driving seat for 34 of those and just lost one fight and entirely lost the game out of it. That is so sad to see. Take me through it, Cosmic.
Sanctified's team fight looked unbeatable. Right, the damage by Reyhum and the sustain provided as well was absurd. Nico was absolutely unkillable, just constantly in the backline, killing out JDM, oftentimes killing out Looney as well. Spence, no different. I mean, Gear Chief was 1-7. He was constantly getting caught out in that right side jungle. And, you know, anytime Nico was in the backline and barkyj was ulting in, the team fight was won for Sanctified. In every single fight, except the last one on that Phoenix. That was insane. barkyj ulted in, and then he died, and then Nico died not long after. I think Reyhum was able to get a kill on a Spence, and then that was it. Then he died, and then King of Darkness died, and then FullOfShrimp was alone to defend that Titan. Absolutely insane. I mean, that is not what I expected out of that game at all. Very unfortunate circumstance, just set of events there from Sanctified. And again, if you're a fan of Sanctified, that is heartbreaking as Dark Omen seemingly steal away the set in a 2-0.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at these stats, it just looks like Sanctified won the game. If you didn't tell me who won and just showed me this, I would probably say Sanctified won it. And it's just, like you're saying, heartbreaking to be in a driver's seat for that long and then just give it all away in one fight. However, going into the playoffs next week, it does shine some beautiful light on top of the team. They did show they did show a lot of potential. I mean, especially looking at both Soto and Mid here, I think they're abnormal players. They're very good, and I do still think they have a shot during the playoffs. So good practice as a last week for those playoffs, but damn, this feels rough for the mental.
Certainly does. But I mean, credit where credit is due. LuneyToons, despite it all, was looking very strong constantly throughout the game. Voulg had some very impactful ults. Gear Chief as well. Some of those team fights that didn't end up going in Dark Omen's ways felt like Gear Chief played a big part into. DrJDM had a rough game. Still able to pump out a lot of damage. Was able to hold his own a little bit better than in game number 1. And I mean, Spence was looking pretty clean as well. But of course, there's not much else to be said about Sanctified. We've said all that can be said about them, the damage that they were doing, as you said, in the driver's seat for 34 out of 35 minutes. It was a spectacle to watch, very least at the end there. Great game played by both teams, and I think they both have a really good shot in the playoffs.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is week 6. We'll want to see you at playoffs. For this match, I have been Jeffrey. I've been here together with Cosmic. Thank you so much, Cosmic, for chair 2. And also, thank you so much, iNooblet, for being our cameraman. And we'll see you next week.